That's the only way to describe the Rams' 16-13 victory today over the San Francisco 49ers in overtime, a game that looked destined to repeat the tie that both teams were forced to accept last time they met in San Francisco. Look, it was a sloppy game. The 49ers had 11 penalties, the Rams had 8. There were some missed cues from both sides. The Colin Kaepernick pitch option that Janoris Jenkins was able to fall on and then kind of barrel roll into the end zone. The intentional grounding call that he had that gifted the Rams 2 points from that safety. The offensive ineptitude that the Rams showed for the first 3 quarters. Look, when you have a game that's tied 7-2 after 3 quarters, there's a good chance that it's pretty messy. And it's hard to fault the Rams in a win, especially a win that can be as important as this one might be moving forward. But there are a couple big keys to the game that I thought really made sure that the Rams were at least in position to win and ended up getting that win. Number one would be the job they did against the running game. Frank Gore and Brandon Jacobs combined for just 64 yards on 27 carries. That's 2.37 yards per carry. That's a great day against a rushing offense that's proven to be pretty effective across the NFL. Number two would be timely defense. They made the stops they needed to make, and whether it was the safety or the touchdown, they came up with the bigger plays to put them in a position to win. That 50-yard scramble from Colin Kaepernick late in the game maybe put an asterisk on that. He finished 9 rushes for 84 yards, but given what they did in the passing game, limiting him to just over 200 yards through 32 attempts is pretty admirable. I would say the other key, and this one's the relatively obvious one, is special teams. Now, Johnny Hecker, the punter, had an up-and-down day. You punt a ball out at the 1-yard line, things tend to look good, but that shank near the end, that could have been pretty costly, and it was close to really costing the Rams the game had it not been for a David Akers missed field goal. And you look at the counterpart, his foil on the Rams, Greg Zuerlein, huge day. After an early 58-yard missed field goal, he came back and made his next 2 both longer than 50 yards, one to send the game into overtime and the other to win it with just seconds remaining on the clock. So huge day from defense and special teams is really what did it for the Rams. And moving forward, they have a chance to get back in playoff talk if those 2 units can really continue to make sure that they're in position. They're going to likely need a little bit more from the offense than what they got today, but the Rams were able to lean on Steven Jackson, both in the running game and a bit more in the passing game than they have in weeks past. And it was enough. It was enough on a day that was pretty special for the Rams as a team, some of the legends and Rams veterans that were there at the game to help support them, and the fans that showed up. So moving forward, you never know what's going to happen, especially with the 2012 Rams. So subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. I got it right for the first time. Wins change everything. It was a special day with some special uniforms. You know what to do.